Market Show. Hope everyone had an amazing weekend as we get week number 5 started. So, all right, let's see what we got going on over here. Let's get our screens all together. Market Show. Hope everyone had an amazing weekend as we get week number 5 started. So, change this to my all right. iPhone. Let's see what we got going on over here. All right, here we go. All right, guys. Good morning on YouTube. If you're just joining us, welcome to the pre-market show. Glad to have you here early on this Monday morning. So, as usual, if you're joining us for the first time, here's our rundown for Monday. So, Mondays we have our Motivational Monday. So, Monday state of mind. Then we'll get into the market pulse, and then we'll go into our pre-market watch list. So, if you're joining us on YouTube, again, the chat room has tons of features that we do. A lot of people come on. After Andrew, we have Brian that comes on, usually myself again, kind of go over the mid-morning action. Then after that, we have Norm comes on, usually between 11:30 Eastern time, goes into 12:30 or so. Then Peter comes on, and so you got a bunch of moderators that come on, Robert, William, to review trades. So you're only getting a piece of the action in the morning. So if you want to see more of what we're doing, definitely take a look at our website. Also, we have a trial period. For $20 you can try our chat room with all the features for about 7 days. So check that out. If you like what you've been seeing in the pre-market show and throughout the YouTube recaps. All right, so let's get into today's Motivational Monday. So one of the things we talked about in several Mondays ago was building great habits. We have also talked about making decisions, right? How important that is and how you are in control of your decisions. And this week we want to focus on consistency. So that's one of the things we want to focus on. There's a saying that says, what you do every day matters more than what you do every once in a while. And that's so true in everything, especially in day trading. And yes, I know that some people might be logging on and say, hey, listen, I don't want to hear about psychology parts. Just give me the stocks I want to trade and just, let me go, But you're going to realize pretty soon as you spend time in day trading that a lot has to do with your mental state. So your mental state has to be in check. Is a very important part of day trading. It is a stressful career already. So having your mental part in check is as important as it is having the stocks you want to trade this morning. So with that said, again, let's focus on consistency. We're not going to fix all of our issues overnight. It takes time. So following our plan, our rules and execution over and over again is where we're going to become successful in day trading. So let's keep that in mind. Let's put that into play. And not just in the trading station, off the trading station as well. Whatever your routine is, whatever your process is for day trading, to get prepared, make sure you're doing that day in and day out. All right, so now let's get into our market pulse. Let's see what the SPY is doing. So again, we've been in this range. We've been talking about this over almost all last week as well. We're just kind of stuck within this range here, not really going up or down. Today we're selling off a bit, 0.5% down, but that's not really a lot in the scheme of things, right? We're just kind of stuck within this range. So we'll see what we do today. It just seems to be 260, between 260 is the lowest we've seen, and then 269 I think was the highest we've seen. So kind of going sideways a bit here. Not really anything crazy or fancy going on. This thing here can go either way, right? It can go either up or down. So I think the market's just kind of hanging out, deciding what it wants to do. It hasn't really done that just yet. Today, let's get into some earnings. I think CAT is one that's reporting earnings. You can see it's already on here. It must be negative earnings. It's negative 6.3. So that's one that we're looking out for today. We trade this one quite often, and it's reporting on today's trading day. So let's get into it, guys. As usual, we'll go over into our gappers list here. Then we're going to jump over into our NASDAQ active and NASDAQ gainers. We'll see what's going on in these two columns over here up to number 10. And then I'll get into both chat rooms and see what you guys have, what stocks you're watching that can also be in play today. Let's get started with AVCO. Let's see what AVCO is up to. Let's look at the action here. AVCO, what's the flow? 21. Yeah, it looks like a lower flow. 21 million float here. 21.7. So not too bad. Looks like it's going to be in play today. Let's look at the daily chart. So you can see it had a big day a couple of days ago, had a huge run here, sold off the following day. So 291,000 shares traded so far. It is up 57%. So this will be in play today. To try to open it in Finviz. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I got a question about to try to open it in Finviz. I'm not sure what's that about, but AVCO is definitely in play today. We'll watch that. I'm gonna put it down here because it is a lower flow, so you got to be really careful with your size that you take on this. All right. Next we have CAT missed earnings. So CAT is down 6%, 710,000 shares traded so far. So it is in play this morning, as you can see here. So pre-market action looks okay. Daily chart looks good too. You can find some clean levels here as well. So CAT will be in play. Love the volume, 711,000 shares traded so far. That's pretty neat. PCG, which has been basically on the gappers list almost every day. So down this morning 7.1, 1.5 million shares traded. It is on short selling restrictions. Let's get rid of some of these levels and we'll find some fresh ones after we start finding a level. So PCG, again, with the news of everything going on, just up and down, up and down. Stock that's hard to trust, so be careful trading this one. Next we have VALE. VALE is down 11.4, 12 million shares traded already. What's the news on VLE? That's quite a drop there. So let's check out our Benzinga here, see what's going on with VALE. Also was downgraded. Price target 14, new price target 1450. All right, so I got a downgrade from several groups here. BMO Capital downgrades as well. Brazil's Persecutor. All right, so got some downgrades here for VLE, and they're feeling it. Down 11%, 12 million shares traded so far. So this will be in play today. Has a good pre-market action right now, so the volume is there, and it is creating a nice pre-market action here. So that's good. Daily chart looks good. Not sure when's the last time we were down here. Looks like a foreign stock as well. You have some gaps here that are not normal in the US stocks. So it looks like a foreign stock. I'm not sure what it is. Oh, it is actually. Okay, it's a Brazil stock. Yeah, it looked like it on the daily chart. But it is trading nicely. You can see that it has a very nice opening pre-market action here. A lot of volume, so that's great. So this will definitely be in play today. We can watch this. All right, what else you guys have on your end? While I'm doing that, I'm going to go through the NASDAQ active, AVCO. We have VIOC. VIOC is looking interesting. Actually has the volume, 535,000 shares traded, up 20%. What is the flow on this? Very low flow. But I like the pre-market action. Looks good. It has a lot of volume and it's building a nice little trend here, upwards trend. See the daily chart, you see when it gets the volume, it does run. So we do have some potential levels here we can find if this continues to pop here. So VIOC looks good. RELL is no volume. SBBP, no volume. RA, no volume. Check. We traded before in the past, but today it's not in action. LPCN is not a good pre-market action. AWSM, no volume. ZYNE, nothing going on. And ETG, nothing happening here neither. So, all right, let's move on over to NASDAQ active. AMD. AMD's down 1.1, 963,000 shares traded. I do like the pre-market action. This looks good here. So let's put AMD down. AMD looks like it's definitely in play. Has the volume. It is dropping here. It could be moving with the SPY. I'm going to put the SPY over here on one of my other screens. Yeah, it could be moving with the SPY. The SPY is selling off as well now. But again, it has the volume. I do like this pre-market action right now. It looks good. So we'll keep it on there. Next we have that's an ETF. I'm not going to trade that. Eric has the volume, but look at this pre-market action though. This pre-market action doesn't look great. So 732,000 shares traded, but there's no pre-market action happening here. BIOC we have already. This looks good. Looks like it's holding this, trying to hold these moving averages here. Has the volume, 547. So that's good. TRVN. TRVN. Not good. Not a good pre-market action here. It's under $1 too, so I don't usually trade anything under $1. Netflix, 444,000 shares traded, but not really a good pre-market action. This pre-market action doesn't look great. It could be in play later. Let's put it on here. It could get better later, but right now, if you look at this action, this doesn't look great. If you want to see more examples of a good pre-market action, make sure you check out class number 2 if you haven't. It's on YouTube. And you can see some examples Andrew goes through of a good pre-market action and what a bad pre-market action, good daily chart and bad daily chart. This here is a good pre-market action. We already have this one on our list, but this is a very nice pre-market action, pretty strong right now, up 74%, 400 and plus on volume, so that's good. You got some ETFs here, another one here, TVIX as well, which I don't trade, but I know a lot of the members do trade this stock, so that's also a possible. If you do trade that and you're comfortable with it, you can also put that on your list. Good question. So we have a question of, when I look at daily charts, what exactly do I look for? All right, so let's look at some daily charts here, since we do have the time, and I think that's all the lists we have. And then if you guys are watching anything else that I'm not, put it on there, and then we'll look at it in a second. So I want to see a good daily chart. I want to see some ranges, like a good flow to it. So let me find a really bad one. Okay, so this one is not great, right? You have these gaps. You know, you don't want to see that within the stock that we're trading. So this is not a great daily chart, right? You see how these candles are all just jammed up, and there's really this kind of choppy, so really not much going on. Opposed to like AMD. See, AMD, it has a gap here. Actually has some bad news on that time, but look at AMD, how it's just kind of, you have more range and more flow to it, right? So this here, it gets a little choppy, right? It's been like that because it's been following the SPY, but you kind of have a little better range within the candles. Opposed to, look at Netflix. Netflix is a beautiful daily chart. You see this? That's a great daily chart here. Let's find a bad daily chart. Obviously, from here to here, that's a horrible daily chart. You don't want to see that. GE tends to have a bad daily chart, I think, right? Let's look at GE real quick. Actually, no, GE's been great. I take that back. GE's been really good. But again, the problem with GE doesn't move. Now, this is not normal for GE, right? This is like a $10 move for any regular stock. GE doesn't move like this. This is normally what GE looks like, right from here to here. So you don't want to see that, because you don't want to get caught in a stock that doesn't move. You want to have a nice range to it. But yeah, definitely check out class number 2 on YouTube. It's going to go over more details of some examples of good daily chart, bad daily chart, good pre-market action, and bad pre-market action. All right, let's see what you guys have on your end that you have that you're watching. See what tickers you have here. All right, so we have ZAYO. So ZAYO just needs the volume. All right. Yeah, so this will just need the volume. What is the news on it? Oh, Google is interested in this stock. Okay, that could be exciting. Anything Google touches, you know, we can run. So look out for this one later today. Maybe you'll hit our scanners. Not the best contender for the pre-market open, but this can be in play later on today. All right, what else we have? CAT we have in our list already. So CAT we have on here. It's definitely in play today. UNG. What is UNG? Oh, the natural gas. Yeah, I don't usually trade natural gas. I mean, you have to really know how to trade this stock. Brian is really good at trading these. You know, I usually don't trade them because I don't know the specifics and things like that. It's kind of like a TVIX, right? You got to know how to trade that stock, when to get in, when to get out. They do not trade like a normal common stock. So you got to be very careful and know what you're doing here. And they move a lot too. So if you get, you know, if you're trying to just take a scalp or trying to get into a trade here, if you get caught on the wrong side, it could really hurt you. So be very careful trading this stock or like a TVIX. All right, anything else we have, guys? If not, in the meantime, I'm gonna start going over these levels. Let's find some levels. Let's start with CAT over here. So CAT, let's look at this daily chart. So CAT is selling off pretty bad here, down almost 6%. We have a daily level over here at 127. Here we go, 127.38, right? Very close to what the low of the pre-market is right now. So we have another level down over here. That's an extreme at 120.59. And then you can also mark this one here, 123.86 towards the downside, right? So let's see if it loses the low of the pre-market. It's kind of sitting, we can mark it to a low of the pre-market sitting at 128.10, right? So let's mark that down, 128.10 right here. Let's see if it loses that. You have another level, 127, which is by this date over here, this daily chart. So let's see what it does there. Now towards the upside, you have plenty of levels. You have the previous day low from this day, high from that day, previous day low from this day, and then you got the previous day close. So on the upside, you have plenty of levels. If you want, you can also mark this one here. This seems to be a strong level, 130.26. And I'll tell you why 130.26. you have this day here, this one here, and also this one here, all bouncing from that level. Oh, look at this one here as well, right? So that 130.26 could become now resistance for this price action that's below it. So mark that down as well. And then above that, you have plenty of levels that your Dash Trader Pro should have marked on there for you. Let me put this down here so I don't forget. We'll look at CWEB next after we're done with this chart here. PCG on our list as well, 1.6 in volume, down 7%. Let's find some from daily chart here. So we have a clear one over here at 9.73. And then we can mark this one over here at 8,045. So in the low of pre-market right now is sitting at 1050. And above there you have the previous day close and then several levels up here as well. Now we know PCG is kind of doing its own things, not really following any of these levels or moving averages, right? Look at this moving average. They're all the way up here. They're not in play at all. This stock is really moving on news and just kind of momentum. So be very careful how you trade the stock. You know, don't be short biased, don't be long biased. Again, look at this. On this day, it popped up almost 100%, right? So imagine being short here, thinking this thing is going to drop under 1 because of the bankruptcy, and next thing you know, you're trading at $14, right, in a matter of minutes. So very careful with the stock. I will not hold anything overnight with this guy. If you are swing trading, be very careful. Again, it's just not following any rules. If any news that comes out makes the stock go up one way or the other, and the news is inconsistent and we never know what comes out. So VALE is in play today. Again, this is a foreign stock, but it is trading nicely today. It has 12.9 million shares traded. You just got to be careful because it is a lower price stock and it can move on you quite a bit. So careful on the amount of shares you take. So low of the pre-market right now, 1101. High of the pre-market, 1272. And 1272 you can tell is supported by all these days over here. Let's make this smaller right here. So you can tell this, the support is here. So now it can be acting as resistance. And you got some here as well. Not the best daily chart. You can tell it's a foreign stock because look at all the gaps, right? Between all the days, you have a lot of gaps. Usually foreign stocks are the ones that do that. There's a Brazilian stock, and that's the reason for that. So let's see under 1104. Do we have anything under that? Here we go. So we have some levels. Let's get some levels under 1104 in case we decide to drop here and take a swim. We have this could be 1057. We also have all the way down here at 976. I'm picking 1057 because you see how this is bouncing off of that 1057. And also look at this range here. See that? Just bouncing off these two levels, 976 and 1057. So if it breaks that 1104, 1057 could be the next support. If it breaks that 976, depending how weak the stock is going to be today. It's kind of just hanging out here right now at the moment. Not really kind of just in a range. It went all the way down to 1104, then bounced back up very aggressively to 1272. So let's see at the open how things develop. Kind of deciding now, it's in a consolidation, deciding what it wants to do. AMD's got the volume, 1 million shares traded so far. Pre-market action looks great. This looks like a good pre-market action here. You got the nice flow to it with volume. So let's find some levels for AMD. I'll definitely watch AMD today. Towards the downside, you have plenty of levels that have the previous day high and lows, just kind of sitting around this area here. So you can see that around 21. But I'm going to mark this day here too. Right over here, this peak at a 21.44. Right, see if it can bounce off of that, or if it breaks that, it can go lower. And then towards the top, you have the previous day close, previous day high. And also, let's see if it goes above that. What else do we have up here? We have a clear gap, which right now doesn't look strong enough to get up there at 22.81. And then you have this day over here. You have the start of this day at 22.38. Right, so that's AMD. Has the volume, has a good pre-market action right now. As you can see these candles, this is a great pre-market action. You see this has a nice flow to it, so that's good. Netflix has the volume, 444, but not a great pre-market action. I mean, look at this. This is not really doing much, opposed to like an AMD. So that's a nice pre-market action. You have a flow to it here. There's a beautiful pre-market action too. You have some flow. PCG, so-so, not the best. And CAT's actually got a good pre-market action. It's kind of holding this level here. It can either bounce up, or we can head back down to lower lower levels for today. If it breaks that 128.07, which is the low of the pre-market right now, and that 127.46. All right, excellent. So out of the low floats, we have AVCO, we have BIOC. This one needs more volume, so we'll get rid of this one for now. But AVCO, let's for AVCO, yeah, you're right. There is a lot of red in this chart today. There's a lot of red. I mean, the market is gapping down a bit, not gapping down, but it's selling off a bit, right? It's down now only 0.5%, so that could be causing some of this. But some of these are on their own, right? 5.9, 6.5, and 11.5 are not the market, because the market is not selling off that much. These are just basically news, obviously, on and earnings, and then PCG obviously is on its own little a flow. So let's see what else we got. AVCO. So AVCO, you can see it has the power to run. It has done it before, reaching 1275 up here and all the way up here 1348. Do we have any more good clean levels? We can also mark this one here at a 10, right? The close of this day, that could be a potential level. 10 right there. So that's where it closed. Let's see if we can go back, find some better levels. I don't think we're gonna get any. Okay, so all right, so we'll mark the, what's the high of pre-market right now? 776. We'll mark that. See if it can break that 776 right there. Then from here, there's really no clean level. So you can mark down your the whole dollars, right? The 50 cents. These are all going to be important when you're trading a stock like this. Again, you don't want to stick to levels. Once you get into a stock like this and you have the momentum and you got 30 cents in your pocket or more, you can start taking some profits out. But here's a high of the pre-market, 777, 776. Then the next clean level really is 1003. Then you have 1275 and 1348. But the volume looks great. Pre-market action. This is a good pre-market action, guys. Look at this, right? You're getting the volume. It has to flow to it. It's kind of holding. It's trying to make higher highs. Here's losing it a bit, but if it gets the volume, this could be a good opportunity for people that want to get into this trade to buy in and push this above this high of pre-market. BICO, same thing. BICO looks good, has a good volume, 612,000 shares traded, and it is up 20%. So this is good as well. Let's find some levels. High of pre-market, we'll mark that down. It's a 244 right now. And then as you can see here, when it gets the volume, it does run. It does run here and here, so that's good. So another possible level is 277. So let's mark that down. And then we have another one up here at 355. It's a good level. Anything in between, we can mark this one. The whole $3 is going to be a level, because obviously you can see this candle sold up 355, came back to 3 and closed there, so that's good. And you also have the $3 mark being supported by this level here. So that's clearly going to be some kind of resistance. If it breaks that, it can really run. Now towards the downside, right, we're going to have some levels towards the downside in case it sells off a bit, and then it could be a good opportunity for fallen angel. Let's mark down here 220. 220 looks good. You got this day bouncing from there. So let's see if it can hold this level here at a 230 or down to 220 and then back up to 244. So this looks good. It has the volume, good pre-market action, as you can see. Again, UNG, I'm not going to trade, so we'll get rid of this one. And somebody mentioned CWeb. CWeb, I don't have no information on volume on CWeb. It looks like it's gapping up today, right? It's moving up over here. But I don't have no information for today on Dash Trader Pro. So I am going to skip this one for now. Okay. Anything else, guys, that you're watching on your end? Okay, let's see. Apple, let's check Apple. What has Apple been up to? Yeah, it doesn't have the best pre-market action, and the volume for Apple, I would expect more volume than this. It looks like it could be trading with the market. It is down a little more than 0.5%. The market is down 0.5% as well. So it could be trading with the market. If you look at the market's 5-minute candle and the Apple 5-minute candle, they're very, very similar, almost identical. So could be trading with the market. ACRG. Yeah, and Apple tends to again get the volume, right? So it could definitely be in play. All right, is that ticker correct? ACRG. I'm not getting anything for that, so double check that ticker just in case. Okay, what else we got, guys? Anything else going on? Yes, Stuart, BICO. Usually for these low flow stocks, it's very hard to get shares for short. So I'm not surprised if IB or any broker has. I don't have it either. Has shares for short for anything that's this low flow. Usually you don't. MU. Let's check MU out. MU has a horrible pre-market action right now. But again, we know MU. It will get the volume in the morning. So we'll see how it develops. But I'm not gonna watch. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna watch probably these 5 right now and probably AVCO. I think AVCO looks better than, maybe I watch both of these, right? But both of these look actually like they're gonna be in play big time. Volume is there. They're up nicely. AVCO seems to be having a better pre-market action. So check this out here. This looks good. Looks like it wants to go up and crack that 776. BICO is kind of consolidating. Doesn't look like it's losing some momentum right now. It has some really good volume here, but now it's kind of just dying out. Might sell off, then sell back up. Doesn't look like it has the strength to crack that 244 right now. But AVICO, yeah, there's movement here. The order flow looks a lot better, so that's good. Let's check out some other ones from our list over here. Twitter. See what Twitter is doing. Twitter, huge volume, 6 million shares traded, but it's all sitting right here. All right here. Whoever this guy was, decided to buy in. So not a good pre-market action. It's not even gapping up or down. It's kind of hanging around the previous day close. So great volume, but not the best pre-market action. Now Twitter tends to play nicely when it wants to, but when it doesn't, it could be very choppy. But look at this. Look at the last trading day. This was nice. Great opening range breakup, right? Took it over here, and then you had a nice little trend trade here. So Twitter was definitely trading nice. So you could watch Twitter. I'm not gonna watch it for the open because the volume is not there today. But you could keep Twitter in your back pocket just in case you want to look into it later, mid morning. All right. So the correct ticker for earlier is ACRFG. What is this? I don't see it. Oh, sorry. ACRGF. Let me charge my mouse over here. ACRGF. All right, let's look at that. What is this ticker? Usually when it's 5, what is the deal with that? I don't have info for that, so it must not be a regular stock, so I'm not gonna watch it. But I know if it's 5 letters, it's a different type of stock, right? All right, what else do we have? All right, excellent. Okay, Tony, gotcha. Yeah, I don't have access to that data. Usually I don't trade those anyway. But I'm not paying the subscription for that data. So thank you for that. Thank you for clearing that up. All right, guys. So let's go over our watch list one more time. Let's make sure we got this down packed for today. So CAT is great. Losing it a bit here. Has the volume 796,000 shares. They missed earnings, so this could be a stock in play for sure today. And don't be short biased. We've seen stocks that sell off like this quite a bit, because of earnings, and then someone will say, hey, this is a good price to buy for future term, and they'll load the boat on you at 128, 127. So don't be short biased. Wait for a good indication to get into this. All right. But this is definitely in play. It's going to go one way or the other. Right now it's holding that 120, 128.10. Let's see what it does in a few minutes. PCG is just crazy. It is on short selling restriction today. We have some levels towards the up and down side. Just be very careful on your share size. This thing can move on you quite a bit. And again, don't have any. If there's a stock you don't want to be biased on, if there is one, this is it, because this stock again is on the verge of bankruptcy. But look at this, just does its gaps out of nowhere. And just the news is so inconsistency between the company and the investors. So just be careful when trading this. Wait for a really, really good, strong confirmation on your entry and your strategy that you're trying to trade on this stock. VAE also was downgraded, so right now it is selling off a bit. Looks like we might have a range here in the pre-market. Let's mark this range. right over here at a 1194, maybe 12. So it's kind of just, again, it broke above 12, hit that 1272, came back to 12, back to 1272, and then back down to 12. And then we have some other levels down here as well. Good volume. It is a foreign stock, but today it is trading nicely in the pre-market with some great volume. It is on short selling restrictions, but it is shortable, so that's great. AMD's has the volume, has a good pre-market action, right? So this is nice. Oh, so, ooh, look at that, selling off again, showing off for us here, guys. Look at that, gonna hit 21.44. Whoa, what happened? Is anything going on? Any news come out on yeah, something had to come out of AMD. Let's check. Let's look at our Benzinga. What's going on? No, there's no news out yet. But somebody knows something that we don't. So, because for this to be selling off like this, it's not normal, and the SPY's not selling off. So that's wow. Okay, somebody's definitely dumping their shares. Look at that. Look at this volume here coming in. Whoops. There we go. Yes, look at the volume just pouring in. So AMD's gonna be in play today for sure now. If you wasn't sure earlier, now you should be sure that it's gonna be in play. So not sure what is going on there. All right, so Netflix. I thought we took off Netflix. Yeah, we took off Netflix because Netflix is not in play right now. All right, what else we have, guys? Anything else on your end that maybe I have not looked at? Let's look at our gappers. Let's see if anything else have popped up here. Nvidia is popping up. So let's check out Nvidia. Oh, Nvidia's selling off too. So what's the news on Nvidia? Yeah, something's up with the semiconductors over here. What's MU doing? Same exact thing. You know what? So let's add these bad boys over here because they're definitely in play today. So we had AMD already. We had some levels for AMD. So AMD is all set. Nvidia looks like it's going to be in play today. Losing it hard right now. Let's mark 139.39. This level down here at 130. We have this 121.17. Not sure where that date is from, but a better one will be this one right now. 125.36. Did the market open? Looks like the market opened the way these stocks are trading. Wow. All right, so we got some levels here. For Nvidia, let's look at MU. Let's see what MU is doing. MU also selling off. Let's get rid of some of these levels. All right, so towards the upside, previous day close, previous day high. Now towards the bottom, you have a nice peak over here at 36.69. Another one down here at 35, so that's good. We can also mark this day here, 36.14. And then an extreme down here, 32.73. But we need something in between that. This could be a good level here as well, 33.69. All right. So these three are selling off. MU, Nvidia selling off really bad right now. So there's got to be some news out there on these two. On these three, actually. Here it is. Nvidia cuts Q4 gross margin from 62.5 to 56. So there it is. That's the news that's causing this to drop. And then sales from 2.7 billion to 2.2 billion. Versus 2.7 billion estimated. All right, so that's our Benzinga update there. That is what is going on with these bad boys. All right, so these guys will be in play today for sure. So that will definitely be on my watch list and complete my watch list. 1 second, guys. Trying to close this here. All right, perfect. All right, excellent, guys. So that is my watch list right now. Let's look at SQ. SQ is popping up. SQ tends to be a little choppy. You got to be careful with SQ. SQ tends to it has the volume, but again, it could be very, very choppy. So just be careful with it. But you know what? I like the way these other ones look right now. So I'm not going to look at SQ. But if you like trading SQ, let's find some levels for SQ. And we have plenty already on here, but let's do some fresh ones. Let's remove these and get some fresh levels. So we have the previous day close, we have the previous day low and previous day high. already on there. We can mark this day over here at 72.20. And below that, not really a good clean level. Well, you got this level here you can mark. You can mark that 70.84, right? You have these 3 days, 1, 2, 3, bouncing off that day. That level. And then if you break this low here at 69.30, you can mark down this one all the way down here at 64.84. You got some moving averages also coming in here. You can also mark this moving average here. You see that 67.10. You can mark that as well. That could be a good potential level. I don't think it sells off that hard because again, the SQ doesn't move like that. But these levels are within range depending which way it decides to go. All right, excellent, guys. So that is my list so far. AMD selling off, NVIDIA selling off. No short selling restriction right now for any of these guys. So that's good. Very liquid stocks. You can get in and out nicely. SPY's now selling off, so SPY is being affected as well. SPY is starting to sell off here. All right, guys. I think that'll make my watch list. CAT. We have PCG. Actually, you know what? SQ might be better than PCG. No, not really. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what I'll do? I'm gonna get rid of PCG and just watch. Not Twitter, not this one, not this one. I like AVCO actually. Selling off a bit. Couldn't crack that 777. This one's also selling off a bit. Couldn't hold those levels. But out of both of these, I really like AVCO better. But I'll keep them both for now. MU selling off, NVIDIA selling off, AMD really taking a hit. I'm gonna take off PCG. Doesn't look interesting. It could be later on, but doesn't look great right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, I'll watch these 7. One more than what I usually like to watch. Guys, you don't have to watch everything neither. Make sure you keep it to your number. If you want to watch 6, watch the best. 4. Watch the best 4. You don't have to watch 6 or 8. Sometimes the less the better. Quran is selling off a bit. He's been strong the last several days. Again, making newer highs. But right now doesn't have the volume. What is CGC doing? Another one also that has been really strong. But again, just don't have the volume today. But these two could be good morning plays, mid-morning plays later on in the day. But right now, I think we have a lot of red, a lot of action happening with AMD, NVIDIA, and MU. So make sure you have those on your list. That could be interesting. All right, guys, we're coming up on 9:10. Andrew will be on in a minute. For those joining us on YouTube, thank you for joining the pre-market show. Join us again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tech Tuesday, so we'll go over some technical analysis and things that could be good reminders for us to watch as we open up the market. At the same time, this is just a small preview of what we do in our chat room. Right after this, Andrew comes on and he does the live trading for the members. Then from there, me and Brian come back on and we do the mid-morning trading. Then Norm comes back on. So there's a lot of action happening throughout the day. This is just a small preview of what we do so you guys can see what the membership is like at Bearable Traders. So if you're interested, check out Bearable Traders. Try our tryout. It's only $20 for 7 days. Within that 7 days, you can tell whether this is for you or not in regards to a chat room or community. And it's more than just a watch list, guys. It's really a support group. If you look at our moderators and members, I mean, the amount of support, the information in the forum is just really amazing. So give us some comments. Our moderators will respond to every comment that you send in this video, and also give us a like as well if you like the information you're getting on this pre-market show. So thanks, YouTube, for joining us, guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon.